Welcome back to Bravo Bricks. We're going to be taking a look at the 42 LEGO Ideas products that qualified for the third 2023 LEGO Ideas review. Now, I'm going in here blind. I haven't looked at the website at all, so I have no idea what's on here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it either a rating of likely, not likely, or sitting on the fence. Sitting on the fence is just dead middle, could go either way. Just because I like a set and the way it looks doesn't mean that that's likely going to happen, right? It's just a personal preference. So without further ado, let's take a look. All right, we've got yet another modular. Okay, so every time LEGO Ideas has a round of submissions, there's always a modular or two here and there. Now, as pretty as this model is, I think it's definitely unlikely because they shy away from modulars like the plague. Although this does look pretty nice. Not a whole lot of room for activities. I like the wrought iron look of that. That's nice. Love the frogs. Always love the frogs. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is very pretty and it looks good. But I don't think it's likely going to become a set. Just because it's a modular. Right? As awful as that is to say, like, the curvature here is great. And I would love to see that in a modular lineup. But because it's a modular, I don't think that LEGO Ideas is going to spring for this. So yeah, I'm going to mark this one as not likely, even though I love the look of it. Next up, we've got the Great Temple of Abu Simbel with Secret Treasure. All right, now I'm a big sucker for ancient Egypt, and I think this looks really nice. I think it is loosely based off of real life. Let's see, this LEGO project consists of 3,000 pieces with a pretty solid internal structure and many little details to build. All right, so we've got the temple in the front. Oh, it's a nice design. Oh, it's a chariot design in the back. That's nice. Okay, so you can open it up. Ramses the Second. Okay, so I like the figures. I always love it when idea sets have figures. I think my favorite one of all time is the treehouse. But does this have mass appeal? I'm going to say that this one is our first sitting on the fence. I love the look of the model, but I don't know that it has mass appeal. And I think because this is just kind of one big tan block, that also makes it less appealing to put on a box. And we've got the tan sand, the tan bricks, and just brown to break it up. I mean, it's not like you can throw like a tree in there to add some color, but yeah, this one is firmly sitting on the fence. I like it though. I think it looks nice. Number 3, the Rolls-Royce Phantom 1. Now, I'm going to call myself a car guy, right? I've changed my oil once, and I failed at that miserably. But this looks nice. I don't know how likely another car is for the ideas lineup. Now that we've got the Icon Cars collection that they put out once or twice a year. I love the gold accent pieces there. That's really nice. It's crazy to me that this is a computer render, right? We've got like the fake fingerprints, and this has to be a render, right? Yeah, this is a computer render. I mean, it looks great. 2,085 pieces. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't know that there's any like pop culture tie-in reference for this car. I don't know. I think Phantom of Love is just the nickname for the Phantom 1, if I'm not mistaken. The model looks great, and I think it looks like it would be relatively simple and fun to build. But I don't think that this is a very likely ideas set. I just don't think it's likely. It looks great, though. And again, these are all just personal opinions, so it's not like anything I'm saying is, going to affect whether or not Lego goes with it or not. Moon Palace by Lego Truman. Love the colors. I think it's a very unique shape. I like that the little buildings are within inside the crescent moon. Inspired by the legend of Chang-E and the Moon Rabbit, the model shows a fantasy scenery of a palace built inside a floating crescent moon. I'm not going to pretend like I know what that legend is. It looks nice, though. I love the cracked eggshell pieces here and all the rabbits down here. That's really nice. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe this has mass appeal overseas and I'm just not aware of it. Relatively empty on the inside, but I don't know that there's really a whole lot of room for anything because it's not a very deep model. It's tall and it looks wide, but it's not very deep. Wu Gang, Chang-E, and Moon Rabbit. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. It's a cool model, though. I'm going to say sitting on the fence because I don't know a thing about it. Maybe this would be a big seller overseas. I'm not sure. So firmly in the sitting on the fence because I don't know a thing about it. Good looking model, though. Number 5, we've got NASA's SLS Block 1 and 1B rockets, Artemis missions. Now, I'm a huge space fan. I've got the Saturn V rocket behind my desk at work. I've got the space shuttle on top of my kitchen cabinets. That is a nice looking model. I don't know a whole lot about the Artemis missions. I think that a NASA rocket is more likely of an idea set than a SpaceX rocket, just because of all the controversy around Elon Musk and every time he opens up his mouth. I don't know. Maybe SpaceX is connected with this. I have no idea. But I do love the look of that. Oh, I love that. There's a really nice looking model. Okay, that's cool. This must be the stands here. Okay. I like that. I love how small that is. I wish that idea sets didn't have to be massive, and something like this could be maybe a gift with purchase or just a small idea set. I don't know. I think this looks really nice. And because Lego's done rockets in the past and they haven't done one for a little bit, helps. But correct me if I'm wrong, but this rocket here was the inspiration for the Lego City rocket shuttle system that they put out 2 years ago. That was based off of Cape Canaveral. It had the palm tree on it. I love the model, though. I'm going to go ahead and say likely for this one. I really do hope it becomes a model. Let's see how many pieces there are. 2,661 Lego bricks. Can be used to make 2 different versions of the rocket and Orion spacecraft either. Okay, so... Oh, that's cool. You've got multiple models that you can make. So that must be one of them, and that's the other one. Yeah. That's cool. I like that you can change the model up to make it fit a different rocket type. I would think that having that versatility helps the set become reality. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. I love the plaques that come with sets, but I really hate when they're stickers because they're so massive, and if you mess it up just a little bit, it's super obvious. All right, number 6. Okay. It seems like every other submission session that Lego Ideas has, there's something that looks vaguely like this. And it's also very similar to the minifigure set that we have out now. So here it is. Okay, I mean, we've already got this. And it's already at a decent price point. So we've got $50 for 654 pieces. I don't think that this is different enough from this to justify it being a LEGO Ideas submission and, taking up what could otherwise be something new and fresh. Now, I don't know how this is selling. Maybe this is selling so well that they want to put out two, but I don't know. I mean, having a Lego minifigure bone and organs doesn't appeal to me. That doesn't mean it doesn't appeal to someone else. I'm going to put this in the not likely category because there's something out on the market right now that's very similar. So, not for me. If it came out, I don't think this would be on my purchase list. Nothing against Lego Truman, but I'm going to put this in the not likely category. Number 7, Coraline, the Pink Palace. Now, I've never seen Coraline, but that's a cool house. I like the Victorian style. The colors pop. Just the two pictures. Okay, so we've got the house, which is massive, by the way. Like, if that's the size of the figure, this is incredibly large. Although, what's going on here with the pieces? Almost looks like this was like AI generated. We've got studs and then this like collection of studs here. That's kind of weird. I've never seen Coraline. I have no plans of watching it. As a pink house, I wouldn't have anywhere for that in the apartment, and I don't think that this has mass appeal. Right? Even if you take the character away, right? Because as a set, right, as a structure, this looks pretty good. But take the figures away and it's just a random, pink house. Does that have mass appeal? Does that maybe appeal to the people wanting a Barbie dream house set? I don't know. I'm going to say not likely. I don't know that Coraline is in the public conversation any. Yeah, 2009 stop motion animation. Contains 2,999 pieces, so right up to that 3,000 piece limit. I'm going to say not likely. It's neat though. I mean, if it, Lego puts out this model and it's got roughly 3,000 pieces, and even if they make it at, 5 cents a piece, I'm not personally willing to spend $200 on a big pink house. That doesn't mean other people aren't. Oh gosh. Number 8, World Trade Center, Twin Towers, and Vista International Hotel, 1979. I'm just going to say that this one is definitely not likely for, let's be frank, honest reasons. Oh, that's cool. They've got little flowers. I mean, I get the memorial aspect. I do. But something that happened, in 2001, I don't think that's far enough away to have a model dedication about it. Especially not made of Lego. I mean, it looks nice. The building techniques look intricate and looks like a very dense build. But I don't know of, really anybody that would want a large, this looks pretty tall and substantial. I don't know anybody that would want a World Trade Center memorial either on their desk, on a shelf. This looks really good. Okay, so they've used printed or sticker. Oh gosh, if this was stickers, that would be miserable. But this looks like printed elements here. It looks neat. But yeah, I just don't see this as anywhere near likely. Yikes. Neat build, though. I just don't think that this has, really any marketable appeal. Yikes. Okay, Good Ogle's Garden by Bricky Brick, number 9. Okay, so for this one, it screams Botanical Collection, which we already have. But what I do like is that they've paired, looks like a character named Good Ogle, where this friendly gardener is going to show us 4 plants from his garden to teach us and advise us on how to decorate our home or office. I love that they put the story with it. I don't think it's different enough from the Botanical Collection to justify it. I love this. To justify it from being a new ideas submission. I love the little plaques though. Oh, and it's got like a little mini version. Now that's cute. I think that they could incorporate this style into the current Botanicals collection. I don't know that the story of this Good Ogle is a strong enough story to make it an ideas set when we already have the Botanical collection, right? To me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have a whole series of plants and then under the ideas name have more plants. I don't think I'm crazy in stating that. We've got the African violet, zebra cactus, lavender cotton, Arabis alpina. It's a very pretty build. Don't get me wrong. And I love that they put it on this nice classic looking like wooden table that you'd see at your great grandma's house after she fed you bugles. This is very cool. I just don't think it's likely because of the Botanical collection existing already as a lineup. I love the character though. I think that's nice. That's really nice. Number 10, we've got Happier Than Ever by Friedrich 3. Okay, so what is this? Music is one of them, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Billie Eilish. The album Happier Than Ever. Okay, so clearly I'm out of the loop here. This is Billie Eilish, and this must be a album or song, Happier Than Ever. So I wonder if this is based off of like a video. That's neat. I like the little recording studio. It's neat. I give it that, but I think it's the same with like the BTS set, right? Like anybody that wants to buy that from the music video, they're going to buy it initially, and then the rest of the sets are just going to sit on the shelf and wait on crazy sales. And I think I'm going to put that in the same category. If they weren't going to make the Taylor Swift Eras Tour set a reality, right? Because the last Lego Ideas submission that they put out, there were like 8 of them. If they're not going to make that a set, I cannot foresee them doing this. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Billie Eilish isn't super kid-friendly. Maybe I'm wrong in that. I don't know. I'm out of the loop on the whole Billie train. I'm going to put this as not likely. I don't know that there's a whole lot of overlap between Lego fans and Billie Eilish fans. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think it's likely. I don't love the look of this. But maybe if you're a Billie Eilish fan, then this has a lot more significance. So I'll leave it at that. City Burger by Bricky Brick. Okay, this model looks great. I love that they've got the train track over here, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, number one, there's only 2 photos, and it's a modular. We've already talked about that and how Ideas does not like modulars. I love the look of it, though. I'm going to put this in the not likely category just because it's a modular. Also, real quick before I move on, if this is supposed to be called City Burger, then I'm only seeing like this little block here. That's the burger place. It's hard to tell where that's taken, but I think it's taken up here. So then what's the rest of this? I love the look of it, though. I just don't think it's likely because it's a modular. Number 12, Desktop Rock and Roll by Adwind. This looks pretty neat. Ah, we got a pop-out feature. This is cool. Every time I see a jukebox, I just think of the Foreigner song, Jukebox Hero. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay. I like the features. Not based on any existing brand, generalized reflection of jukebox. It's only 1,280 pieces. Okay. I like the size, but I think it needs more color, right? So when I think of jukebox, I think of more neon colors that are popping and less muted like this. But I think it looks really good. As far as likely or not likely, I think this is unique enough to be put into the likely category. I love the flaming piano over here. That's awesome. Yeah, I really like this. All right, number 13, Phineas and Ferb by Grego. There's 104 days of summer vacation, and I wish this was real. This is awesome. Okay, that's really cool. Blank NA tour. Okay, I have no idea how relevant Phineas and Ferb is in the current public zeitgeist, but I love this set. I love that for the most part, we've got regular figures, and then we've got these two over here. You know what? Keep it that way. Everyone here should have eyes, right? And a mouth and a face print. But these guys need to be just completely blank. I loved Phineas and Ferb when it came out, but I was upset by the theme song because I didn't get 104 Days of Summer. So it's like, well, I got put in the wrong school district. The house looks kind of similar to the Simpsons house, but not enough to where it's just going to be denied because of that. I can see them doing a Phineas and Ferb set that doesn't revolve around the house, right? I don't know that the house is what's really iconic. I think it's the characters and their builds, right? So maybe like a roller coaster element. That we got the flying car, Portal to Mars. I love the Perry though. Perry the platypus. That's great. I have no idea how likely or unlikely this is. I'm going to say likely and just hope that this becomes a reality. I think this is really great. I love this. I really hope that becomes a set. This is not the first time that this has been posted here. James Webb Space Telescope. See, to me, this is incredibly boring. Like, I know it's an important telescope, but the build doesn't look fun. And to be honest, this doesn't look like something I would want on a shelf. I understand that it's, it fits the space theme, but I don't know. There's something about it that's just completely unappealing about it. I don't think it's the color scheme. I don't think it's any part of the build. I just think I'm uninterested in the telescope, period. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot more popularity with the telescope elsewhere that I'm just, not a part of. I think even if this became a set and the scale was shrunk down, I don't think I'd get it. It crumples up, which is kind of cool, but or maybe yeah, it does crumple up. But like there's no shelf value to this. Like if you had this on a shelf, somebody would think that you just have like part of a desktop computer disassembled sitting there. And then with this, I mean, I kind of get what it is, but I don't know. This isn't the first time it's been submitted, and I'm going to go ahead and say that this is not likely going to happen, not likely going to be chosen. I don't care for the design. I don't care for the telescope in general. So, yeah, I think that's enough on that one. All right, number 15, Harry Styles' Love on Tour. Yeah, not likely. Again, with the whole, if they denied Taylor Swift, I don't think they're going to go with Harry Styles. This isn't a particularly exciting build either. It's just kind of a generic stage with a few color pops thrown in. Yikes. What is that? Like, is it butterfly on his stomach and nipples? I don't know. I mean, it's a nice big build, and it would be great for a lot of city people to have this massive stage. I mean, once you build the Harry Styles figure, the rest is just kind of filler. Like, is the stage setup really that iconic to where it warrants a Lego Ideas set? I don't think so. I think the way that musical stuff works with Lego, right? It has to be a smaller scale. And so for this to have 700 pieces, which isn't bad, but it looks like a lot of those pieces are just big blocks. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. I don't know that any part of this is iconic. I'm not on the Harry Styles fan pages, but just my thoughts. I don't think this is likely. I don't think it's a particularly exciting build either. Number 16, Lego Microscope by Brick Science 16476. Good name choice for somebody making a microscope. See, this is pretty cool. I'm not a huge science buff or science nerd, but I can recognize that this is pretty cool. It'd be neat if they had like different slabs of different things to look at. I don't remember what this is called. It's been a while since I was in like middle school science class. It's very neat though. I don't know like what's the marketability of a microscope. I think that a microscope is probably a little bit less marketable than, say, the typewriter set, right? Like a typewriter, at least it was pretty to look at. I don't know that this is pretty to look at. That's my logic there. It's neat, though. Don't get me wrong. I think it's very neat. And I think that there's a niche community that would really like to have this. Whether or not it's worth becoming an idea set for that niche community, I don't know. I'm going to put this in the not. See, I don't know, because it's a neat build and it's certainly unique. I'm going to put this sitting on the fence, right? Because I can totally see Lego choosing this as a model for ideas, but I can also see them completely not doing it. So I'm going to put this on sitting on the fence. I think that's where it belongs. I'm not interested enough in this sort of thing to purchase it if it became a set, no matter how good it looked. Like, how many people are running to the Lego store on release day saying, "Mommy, Daddy, get me the microscope"? And I don't know that the adult collectors are into microscopes enough unless there's something else put with this. So, for example, like there could be little pieces that go here, right, that analyze the structure of animal cells or plant cells, right? Something that makes this set an interactive set beyond just the swivel or this swivel here, which doesn't look like it moves. Okay, so that slides out. What you're looking at slides out. I think it could be a set if they have something that goes with it that maybe is tied into a microscope, maybe like a whole chemistry set would be neat. I don't know. I think a chemistry set might do well. I think it would do better than just a standalone microscope, but that's enough of that. Number 17, the Sequoia Tree Trail. I love this set. I feel like I've seen it before. Maybe it was in a past ideas submissions, but I think this is so cool. This would look so neat in any city or forest setup. I love all the greebling that they've got going on here on the trunk. That is so cool. And the cabin looks great too. I mean, really, this whole thing looks great. I think Lego is the perfect company to promote this type of set, you know, like getting out in the outdoors, go touch some grass, spend some time in nature. I mean, this whole little setup is like, it's not a campground, but this little area here is so nice. And they've got the fern pieces. My favorite piece. This looks great. Love the dog. I love the bucket hat too. I don't know if that's real or if that's rendered from like a custom mold. That is so cool. And it looks relatively small too. I think it would need to be a little bit larger because I don't know if you could fit a figure in here or not. We got the squirrel. I think these are supposed to be pine cones here on the ground. That's really neat. So far, this is the first idea set in this lineup that's gotten me excited. And I think in order to become a proper idea set, you have to get people excited. Now, that's not to say that all idea sets have to get you excited, but I think this looks really good. I love this. Reminds me of like when I was a kid, we'd go to like Metro Gardens or Metro Park, and they'd have all these informational texts hanging on the wall. I love that. All of this looks really good. Got a young couple or brother and sister. I mean, that doesn't use very many pieces either, and I think that looks great. I love the fence. Yeah, this is good. I've got a photographer. Look at all the diversity right here. So we've got trees, we've got bushes, plants, flowers, fungus, ferns. Love the ferns. And brown frogs, right? So that fits Lego's demands where all sets must either have a frog reference or a poop reference. We've got like a Westie over here. That's nice to see. How neat is that? That is so cool. I know that this is using a wide angle lens, and so it's distorted. But, I mean, seeing it from the perspective of the minifigure, that's really creative. I like that. Love this. Good lineup. Oh, and we've got two park rangers. That's what they are. So we've got two park rangers. This guy here, the photographer, a little kid with their dog, and possibly a young hiking couple. Love that backpack too. I really hope that this happens. Not only is this a want, right, but I think this could be likely. Because it's so generally applicable, right? I think it could be a really popular set. And with the Ideas Treehouse possibly retiring next year, I say possibly. I feel like it's been possibly retiring for like 3 or 4 years now. I mean, this is different enough, I think, to justify having it on the market with the treehouse. And it's a good looking tree too. I think if this became a set, they would have to either choose this one or this one, right? Like, I don't think they could have both of these trees. I mean, maybe they could, but I would hate to have this massive tree be here and they get rid of this, right? If that's what's going to happen. This looks great. I really hope that becomes a set. On to number 18, Tesla Center by Airbricks 95. All right, this looks good. I like the Teslas, right? I have nothing against the car. I can't afford the car, so, I mean, maybe that's against it. But I don't think Lego's gonna work with Tesla. I mean, they already Tesla, I don't know if it's still going on, but they have the licensing rights with Mega Bloks for toys and Hot Wheels Matchbox. I don't know if you can have the Mega Bloks and Lego at the same time, because I know that they put out the Cybertruck with Mega Bloks. I mean, that looks really nice in there. I mean, it looks good, don't get me wrong. I think that as a Speed Champion set, maybe. But I don't know that Lego really wants to put themselves with the Tesla company, at least right now, with Elon Musk being the way he is. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to put this as not likely because of the name, not necessarily because of the licensing. It looks good. I don't know that I would buy this, and I think Teslas are cool, right? But I would rather see something else than this. I'm going to put it as not likely. All right, Working Canal Lock by Baron von Baron. Okay, this is really cool. I like this a lot. Oh, that's so intricate. Okay, we've got controls. I think this is great. I'm wondering like what era this is going for, because it almost looks more modern than it should be. I love how busy it is, though. I love it when idea sets are incredibly busy and they've got a lot going on, like story element wise. Like, look, we've got a little garden over here. I love that. But how does it work? Because it says working, right? Okay, so the door's open. And somehow this platform here raises up. Okay, so this is using like light blue transparent bricks. That is so cool. So twisting this gets the canal to raise up. Twisting this one opens it up. Oh, that is so cool. It's a weird size. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but okay. If they added the motors to it, then it would be a whole lot more expensive. But it's optional, so that's good. I think this looks great. I don't know how big the market is for a canal, right? I think this is one of the ones that are, I think it could be sitting on the fence. I'm going to say this is sitting on the fence. But I love this. I think this is so cool. I love the little buildings. The figures work well. I love the boats. This little fire. It's got a good mix of mechanical and nature. We've got someone working on it. I mean, this is just a really cool set. I love this. Sitting on the fence, but man, is that cool. That's great. All right, number 20. Good gosh, we are only halfway through. Christmas Theater. I'm going to try and go a little bit quicker. Christmas Theater. Okay, that's pretty. But I don't think they're going to do this just because they already have a Winter Village lineup. It's really neat, though. I love that you can change what's on the stage. I think it's a really pretty build, but I'm going to put it in the not likely category just because we've already got the Winter Village lineup. And I don't think that they're going to have a separate Christmas-specific set that's not a part of the Village lineup, at least at this caliber and this scale. Wreck-It Ralph 10th anniversary. Is Wreck-It Ralph really that big to where it warrants like a 10th anniversary set? All right. The building, I know it matches the style, but it's a bit boring. I like the little scenes. Am I able to pause that? That's good. See, here's my problem. With ideas, like Lego ideas, We've got really great themes and sub-themes and pop culture references, right? But they don't all need massive sets to go with it. Like, I mean, if it's this big and it's got, geez, almost 3,000 pieces, how many people are really willing to go out and spend $200, $250+ on a set like this? Like, is the Wreck-It Ralph community just secretly massively rich and demanding a 10th anniversary set? See, what I think they could do is just have the figure, the car, these two arcade machines, and Ralph. Maybe Fix-It Felix as well. He's pretty big. Call it a day there. There's no, as much as the model is cool, and I get that, but I think it's too much. I'm going to put this as is in the not likely category, especially because I don't think that Wreck-It Ralph is warranting a 10th anniversary set. I also didn't think the Twilight needed a set in 2024, but here we are. Okay, 22, Stray Kids Ordinary Maniac by Madame Terrific House 100 and Brick Cucumber. I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm gonna assume that this is a band. I've never heard of this song, album, band. I have no idea. Just based on that and my ignorance, I'm gonna say that this is not likely. I don't think this is a very exciting build. The figures seem neat, but that's not, like, I love the fanny pack, but that's it. So not a want, and also I'm gonna say not likely. Rainforest frogs. I like this one. This is cute. I think this would look really nice alongside the botanicals. I do love that. That's really cool. Reminds me of like Rainforest Cafe. This is very cool. But is it likely? I could see this being a set, right? I think it's pretty. It's distinct. It would look good on a shelf. I think that there's enough people that like frogs and nature to get it. Like, even if you didn't like the frogs, right? You like the branches, you like the foliage around it. I'm going to put this in the likely category. It's not one I would rush to buy, but I know anybody that likes the botanical series or anybody that just bought the insect pack, right? I can see them purchasing this. Oh, this is cool. Steve Irwin and the Majestic Crocodile. I would fork over an unnatural amount of money for a Steve Irwin figure or just a stand. Even if it was like a little dedication to him, this is great. I think this is really cool. Oh, that is awesome. We grew up watching Jack Hanna and Steve Irwin. I think we had both of them on VHS tapes. And I remember that was probably the first like celebrity death that I was upset by. I know a lot of people in my age group are in the same boat. I think that the alligator or the crocodile, excuse me, could look a little bit better. I think that this needs to be rounded off. See, like this would be a perfect candidate for like a $50 set. I don't know how many pieces are here, but this, maybe the size needs to go down just a little bit. But with the stand and the figure, this would be a perfect candidate for like a $50 Lego Ideas set. I'm going to say that that one is likely. I know that's wishful thinking. I'm going to say it's likely and definitely a want. This would be a set I would buy day one. Any nature lover or Steve Irwin lover. And what would be really cool is if like a percentage of the profits from this set, if it became real, went to the Australian Zoo or any like foundation in his name. That would be so cool. King of Crocs is the one that did it. Good name for that set then. Yeah, I love that. Number 25, Camelot, the Knights of the Round Table. Now, I'm not super familiar with this. Wait, is this a band? Why do we have all these electronic components? I have been bamboozled, I think. Wait, or is it a TV show? I should maybe read the description instead of just guessing. Legendary Arthur, King of Britain, and his mob to take... Okay. Popular French comedy. Okay. Medieval fantasy television series. See, I was excited not because of the TV series, but because it was just Knights of the Round Table. Maybe I'm really out of the loop on like music and TV shows, but I've never heard of this. Oh my, scandalous bed scene. What is this about? I mean, the little scenes are nice. Did we really need this function? Okay, I'm going to say this is not likely based on the fact that it's a French TV show. So already we're down to a niche market, potentially. And I mean, as a build, it's not very exciting. Like, if we just had this room here and it was like the actual Knights of the Round Table, I think it would have a better chance. Yeah. As is, I'm going to say not likely. Classic tractor. You don't really often see Technic pieces in Lego Ideas sets. I think that's pretty good looking. I like that. It doesn't look a whole lot like anything Lego's already put out. Let's see. We got a radiator, fan, steering, floor mat, 3-point hydraulics, differential, 3-cylinder engine. That's really neat. I like that. I love this. I love that you could attach this. I know that Lego Technic's already put out a bunch of John Deere stuff, but this isn't John Deere branded. It's just classic. I don't know. I really like this. I think it's cute. I will put this... See, they love a few things in life, always. Kids will always love dinosaurs. They will always love army men. And they love tractors. And I think that this fits enough people, both young and old, audience-wise, to justify it as a set. I'm going to put this in the likely category. And if it becomes a set, I hope it's not too big, right? Like, I don't want this at the scale of the Land Rover. I want this at like a $70 price point. Very cool. All right, Force Base. Ian Ha. Okay, this is really complex, really pretty. I just know that if Ideas did this, it would be about 10% of this crazy detail. It's a little unreadable as a set. Personally, I like that. I like it when it's really complex like this, and there's lots of different textures applied to make something look really lived in and old and detailed. Like the difference in the height and size of these logs. I think that's so cool. Okay, so we've got accessibility points. I like that a lot. I'm going to put it in the likely category, but barely. I think it's barely in the likely category for me. I like it though. Wow. Number 28, the Vintage Service Station. This is so cool. This is another one that got me excited. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if they would pair up with Coca-Cola for this, but Octane they could certainly use since that's their own brand. I love the classic vehicles. I love the hot rod here. I think the gas station looks great. Wizard batteries. Oh gosh. Well, we got the restroom, so If past sets are any indication, if it's got a poo reference, it's more than likely to happen. That looks great. See, it's not a modular, but it could be. Oh, that's really neat. I like that. I like all the tile work too. I really want this to be a set, and I hope it is. I think it's iconic enough, right, to be its own set. Outside of the US, I don't know how well this would sell. I'm going to put this on the likely list. Man, I would love to have something like this. That is really cool. I love the colors on it too. Sea Turtle by Lego Truman. Yep, that's cool. I like that a lot. It's very cute. I think with the way sets are produced now, it would need a stand, like a little black stand, or maybe even like a coral reef stand. That would be really cool. Like if they had a Technic built stand and then coral reef pieces around it to try and hold it up, I think that would be nice. I can see this becoming a set. So I'm going to say this is likely and definitely a want. I love the technical prowess that they've shown off here. That is really, really cool. Big fan. All right, number 30, No Man's Sky. So this is based on a video game, NASA 105, a video game called No Man's Sky. I'm pretty sure No Man's Sky is rated T for teen, so that's good. I know it's a popular game. I don't know how iconic the vehicle is, but the one thing that's helping this along for me is the size. It's not, this is not going to be a $200 set. I could see this being like a $70 set, maybe with another figure. I don't know. I'd like to see some animals or something, right? I have not played the game, so maybe there's no animals, but it looks good. I'm going to put that in the video games are such a toss up, right? Like they'll touch classic ones like Atari stuff and Sonic and Mario. I'm going to say this one's a sitting on the fence, firmly sitting on the fence. It looks good though. I like the look of it as just a ship, right? Even if you're not into No Man's Sky, I can appreciate a cool design of a ship. Yep, sitting on the fence. If it's like $70, then I would wait on a sale, pick this up. I think that's really cool. Pirate Treasure Chest by Sparkos. I'm going to be quick on this one. If it's closed, this is not an interesting enough chest to have a closed feature. Right? Like I don't know anybody that would want this on their shelf. And I'm a huge Pirates fan. Like I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love all the old classic Lego Pirate sets. I collected some of the Pirates of the Caribbean sets when they came out. But as a chest, it's not that exciting. I think if it was a better build for the chest, maybe that would pump it up. But again, like all of this here, I don't think this is exciting enough to become a set. It's certainly neat, but that's about it. I don't know that the chest feature, right? So going from closed to open, I don't know that that's really necessary here. Like I get it, that's what they're going for. But I think probably a lot of pieces are wasted on making this function a reality and giving the wood look to the chest itself. Like I would rather see a mini pirate map just here rather than having the whole chest combination. As it is, I'm going to put this in the not likely category. I mean, as a huge Pirates fan, I wouldn't want this. And I think that says enough. 32, Queen Elizabeth II by Lego Lux 1973. How marketable would this kind of set be outside of the UK? Right? Like if you're a country that's been conquered and owned, I don't know. I just don't think this is a very marketable set. Iconic, sure. But who's buying this? Throw in a corgi piece and I'd have to buy it. But yeah, I don't know. Not for me. I'm going to put this as not likely. She did just die, so that kind of is, I don't know, maybe a bit premature to have a set on her after her death like this, but everybody mourns in their own way, and I guess if getting your own Lego set's your way of mourning, then power to you. 33, Mechanical Flip Calendar by Cereals, Bricks, and Pets. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. I think maybe the style's a little boring, but as a set, I think it's pretty exciting. Okay, so you've got your selector tool here. I don't think that that actually changes what's going on here. I'm sure there's some sort of flip mechanism to get where you need to be, but that's cool. I could see this being a set. I'm going to put this as likely. Would I buy it? Probably not. I don't know that I really need a Lego set to tell me the day, and I would probably forget to change it. Yeah, I think I could see it being a set. I don't think it would be one that I would buy, though. I will leave it at that for that one. All right, we're almost done. 34, the Italian Riviera. Golly, that is pretty. I love the colors. I love the greebling. I love the style of it. It's kind of a modular, but it could also stand on its own pretty well. Got a gelato stand. I love the wildlife that we've got. So we've got crabs here. We've got fish, unfortunately, not still swimming. Fish in the trash can. Cats. Seagulls. I mean, what a jam-packed set. See, it doesn't look that jam-packed from the top, though. I think it just is a complex enough build to look really good. See, I love this. Look, all of the little imperfections in the wall. I feel like Lego's afraid to do that, right? Like, give us an abandoned or really well lived in, well used place. We've got shutters. This looks great. As far as likely or not likely, I don't know. Now, if you slapped a Pixar logo on it and said it's a Luca thing, I think you'd get more votes on it. But I don't know. I love this as is. I think this is really cool. I don't know how likely this is, though. I'm going to say likely and definitely a want. But I think it does need to be at this scale to really show off the pretty architecture. So I'll keep it at likely. All right, 35, Subnautica the Aurora. Okay, another video game. I don't really know why it's in the Star Wars style for the plaque. I've never played the game. I know that it's a popular game. But is it popular enough? I'm going to say this is not likely. Maybe if it's, again, like if it's a smaller size, I can see it being more likely. But as is, I don't think that there's a big enough market asking for a Subnautica. I'm going to assume this is a sub, right? The submarine. I don't think that there's a big enough market for that. Not likely. The Pink Palace apartment from Coraline. Okay, so we've already seen this, and I've already kind of shared my thoughts on that already. So I'm going to skip that. The Galley of Warriors by Ian Ha. Okay, this is cool, but I have no idea what this is from. I love the stand. Doesn't really. Okay, it's an imaginary ship. Without reference, I designed it myself from beginning to end. Okay. I like the idea of like a magical or fictional ship. Something not entirely based in reality. That's really cool. Okay, so we've got like different styles or eras of warriors. Yeah. As cool as it is, and as much as I like it, I don't think this is likely. Just my 2 cents. I'm gonna say this is not likely, but I do want it. Very cool. Next, 38, The Simpsons, The Crusty Burger. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. I don't think that The Simpsons is a marketable enough franchise for the Lego group, especially not Crusty Burger. Like, I've seen the show plenty. I don't think Crusty Burger is an iconic location enough to justify it having a set. Not only that, but a set this large. Even then, I don't know that a set that's smaller for the Krusty Burger would sell well at all. I mean, I like the figures and I like the show just fine enough, but yeah, I'm going to say that this is not likely. We've had Simpsons, right? We've tried it. And I know that the house and the Quickie Mart are selling really well in the aftermarket, but I don't think we need this. I mean, it's not a very exciting building either. Like, I don't think Lego really wants to sell a fast food chain with a weird clown on it like this. I just don't think that that's something Lego wants to do. So I'm going to say that this is not likely. I would not purchase this if it became a set. I think even if it was smaller and cheaper, I don't think I'd want this. Working Log Flume 2, redesigned and motorized. Okay, this is really cool. I know I've seen it before, but it looks a little bit different. Oh wow, they've got so many pieces used for this. That's really cool. If this isn't close to $3,000, I'll eat my shoe. Or not $3,000, 3,000 pieces. How many pieces? Maybe it's up here. I'm not seeing a piece count, but I'm also scanning pretty quickly. So it's really cool. I would purchase something like this. Oh, I love that. Love this. This little element here, as if it's like a water pump. I'm a big fan of that. This is cool. I don't think it's themed enough though. Maybe it's the theme itself, right? It's cool. I like it. I don't know how likely it is, especially with Lego already having kind of their own carnival theme. I'm gonna say that I would like this. I don't know that I would purchase something like this, but I like it. I'm gonna put it under the not likely category. I do like how this is all built up, though. I like that this isn't just a single plastic unit like some of the roller coasters of yesteryear. Not likely, but definitely want it. Really cool. Ikea. Okay, it's a modular. I don't really want to spend a whole lot more time on that. I don't know that IKEA is a brand that Lego really wants to sell a building as. Neat, but not likely. Not something I would buy either. The A-Team Double Heat by Mock-Turnal. I don't think the A-Team is enough, has enough popularity nowadays to justify having its own set. I think that this would work better as a Speed Champions 8-wide set, right? Because it's neat, and I think it's recognizable enough. At least the van is, especially Mr. T. I think that this could work better as a Speed Champion set rather than an idea set. So I'm going to put this as not likely, but I'm going to add a little caveat to that I think it would work much better as a Speed Champion set, especially like a 2-pack. Very cool. Okay, I can't tell you how done I am with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's not that great of a story. I don't understand how it's so popular and how it's now had 2 remakes. I mean, it looks like it's based on the originals, right? So kudos to them. But or is it? I don't know. Ugh. I'm so done with Charlie and Chocolate Factory. It's a really neat build, don't get me wrong. I think that the build techniques used here look neat, but I'm so done of everything Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know that there's enough people out there that like this sort of thing to justify a set. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. No, we're done. Okay. My highlights, personally, um, definitely this. I think that the Italian Riviera is great. I also really liked this, the vintage service station. I think that's great. I would buy this day one. I say that as if I have money to spend. And I also really like this. This, I think, got me the most excited out of everything here. Yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts on the Lego Ideas. What is it? The last wave of 2023 sets submitted. There were some stinkers in here, but there are also a lot of good ones. Let me know if you agree with me, disagree with me. Hopefully we can keep it civil. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate you clicking on the video. Thanks for making it all the way to the end. Bye-bye.